We're in, as you and I established, we are in the middle of the most American season, meaning fall, winter, spring, summer, that kind of season. And that, of course, is fall.
Yeah, there's and that one was a no-brainer. The real question in that contest, of course, was which season was the least American, and there was some controversy around that.
But it's not as interesting a question.
I think fall wins so easily for best season.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that it becomes a less interesting question.
And I could take in any argument for any of the next three. Harder to put summer last. I'd like to, but you probably can't. So then, you're going to really fight over spring or winter? That's crazy.
Well, that was the fight. That was the battle between spring and winter. And my recollection is that winter came and went, and spring came and last. I would disagree with that only because I don't even remember why. Yeah, because for you, hope springs eternal. It's the beginning of summer. This sense of life getting better. But whatever, you can have it. Yeah, I don't even remember. I might be wrong. Yeah. Anyway, spring, on the other hand, the most Persian season. So when they play,
to me, a bit of a less fun game. But sure, okay.
What's more Persian, kubada or chicken? No.
Oh my God, kubada. Not even close.
Anyways, all right. So what's more American, baseball caps or jeans?
Baseball caps or jeans is a tricky one, but I think the answer is jeans because they've been around longer and they really represented America for a while. That's literally why people came to the country. I don't know. That's probably not true. But I love it might be, but I love when I repeat stuff, but now I've been made aware of how many things we were taught that just aren't the case. But yeah, I suspect when people came, they bought a lot of jeans. That's probably true. I have a tough time imagining somebody getting on a boat from Europe just to, buy a pair of Lee jeans. So I think jeans beat baseball caps.
Yeah, and jeans are nearly invincible. It's not fair.
Yeah, that's right.
I started with baseball caps because it's so American that it at least had a fighter's chance.
Yeah.
So sweatshirts or t-shirts?
I don't have any idea. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with t-shirts, but I don't know. Why do we think t-shirts weren't? Are we sure t-shirts started here?
Ben, that is irrelevant.
Okay.
Pizza did not start here, but we own it.
Well, first of all, okay, your question is flawed because sweatshirts is too vague. So t-shirts or hoodies is better to me, because sweatshirts are meaningless. But I'll say that hoodies are more American over t-shirts.
Okay, so first of all, I object to everything you just said. This is not nonsensical. It's the most sensical thing we've ever done. And sweatshirts are a thing. The thing hey, with college sweatshirts. But I was trying to be broader to give sweatshirts more of a chance.
But there's humor.
The correct answer is t-shirts.
The humor is in the specificity. Like sweatshirt seems too vague, so it can't win. Hoodies, you're like, oh, hoodies are a thing that you can identify with, and now they've become an even bigger thing. I mean, I'd give you t-shirts. I don't, I feel so. I have great. I have a great ambivalence toward that one. I don't even think of t-shirts as particularly American, although I do love t-shirts, and I am an American.
Yeah, I feel like if we didn't invent it, we almost certainly popularized it.
Oh yeah, we popularized everything. All we do is steal from other cultures.
Yeah, well, that's true too, of course. I mean,
but by the way, part of that's what makes us great, right? Oh, that's good. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. It's just then we pretend that it's ours.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the upside and the downside of the right wing too, right? So the downside is these days they're like, no, don't let anything else in. We're full, right? On the other hand, The right wing is great at stealing stuff. So they're like, here we go again, Tucker Carlson with that segment where he's like, tacos, they're not Mexican, they're American. Like, it's one thing to say they're American, and that's fun. Like, what's more American, tacos or pizza? Okay, we're having a conversation.
Yeah, right? That's right.
But to say that they're not Mexican is absurd. It's beyond absurd.
Yeah, or just to acknowledge, I mean, even to say, like, we've taken the authentic Mexican taco and made it American, which Mexican Americans think that's not a taco, right? And us, because we're idiots, like, you know, I like it better because I like ground beef better than the steak that they put in theirs. But that's just because of what I grew up with. I'll concede that that the authentic Mexican taco is better. But, you know, we like what we grew up with.
I would never concede that. Hard shell ground beef is clearly the right way to go. Obviously, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and sour cream. If Tucker were to say, hey, that's an American invention and we're doing it wrong, but better, yeah, no problem. In fact, I'd agree, right?
Nothing makes me feel more like an American than when I read in books and the novels I read, and the cool people are going to these authentic Mexican taco stands in Los Angeles, which are everywhere, and people find them delicious, right? And everybody wants to go, oh, you got to go to this place, you know, in a certain location in LA that they rave about. And there's one place I think called Tacos al Carbon, very near where I used to live, right? Yeah. And I looked at it and I'm like, you know, at 20 years, I've never been there and I don't want to go, but I'll go to a new Del Taco, right? You know, and like, I get 100%. I get it. I'm an idiot. Totally. 100%. But, you know, we like what we like.
Well, a funny story about that. I had a couple of Turkish friends come by a couple of months ago, and that was when we first started doing outdoor dining again. And so we went. They said, "Oh, you know, we heard because one of them had not been in LA that LA has amazing Mexican food. Obviously, can you take us to one?" I said, "Sure." And I had heard good reviews about one near my house, and it's really authentic and wonderful, etc. So I took them, and they're like, this is not Mexican food. I'm like, no, this is actually Mexican food. Like, yeah, but we were looking for a Mexican food.
Right, totally. That's right. Yeah. You know, like nachos with cheese sauce spread out and maybe you add chicken and black beans and some guacamole. Like that kind of Mexican
I just got hungry. Okay.
Well, there's almost like every time you get nachos somewhere and they're good, right? Whether with ground beef or chicken or nothing, you know, I always think I should get nachos twice a week. like there's just, I mean, there's such a perfect blend of all the things that make Mexico great.
All right, thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join. We found television's best kept secret.